I'm Kevin Vargas, and in just seconds, I have the honor of talking with Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, a woman about to release her first rock album, Rockstar, and an American treasure, the great artist, performer, and human being, Dolly Parton. We'll get a little insight into her recent book, Behind the Seams, My Life in Rhinestones, and the Rockstar album. Let's talk to Dolly to the production room.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Dolly.
Well, hi, Kevin. How are you?
I am honored and pleased to be talking with you.
Well, same to you. Thank you.
Dolly Parton, musician. Let's see, movie star. Oh, wait, there's even baked goods. Look at this, baked goods. Magazines. What haven't you done? I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Well, I haven't done enough. I'm still at it. I got a new book now. It's called Behind the Seams, My Life in Rhinestones, and I have a rock album coming out. So we can talk about that today if you want to.
I would love to, because up until recently, what you haven't done is just that, a rock album. And with the arrival of the crowning of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame title added to your long list of accomplishments, now your 49th studio album, that is such an extensive body of work. Could you even name them all in a row? Can you remember that?
No, absolutely not. I don't even know what I ate for breakfast. But I know that I'm proud of this album because, like you mentioned, when they went ahead and put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I thought, well, I need to earn that title. So that's when I decided, well, I'm going to just go ahead and do a rock album that I used to think I might do in my lifetime because my husband's a huge rock and roll fan. But then, you know, I'm not one to miss timing, so the timing was perfect. And I thought, well, even at my age, no reason I can't do it. And some of the great artists that I had to come on and be on the album are my age, some of them older.
Where does Rockstar rank in the most challenging projects to meet your own standards and expectations?
Well, actually, I'm very proud of this. It was not a thing. It just seemed to actually be the right thing to do at the right time. And I've done so many things, and I have recorded rock songs off and on, and I've covered some songs from the rock field in a bluegrass country way, you know, and through the years. But this just seemed like a natural transition for me. I've done, like you said earlier, I've done some of everything. I've done the bluegrass, the gospel. I've done, you know, everything. And so now, since I'm in the Hall of Fame, I thought, well, why not do a really good rock album and find some of the greatest songs that I've always loved and so many people my age love, and some of these great artists are still around. Why not ask them to sing? So it ranks up there with one of the best things I've ever done.
One of the most incredible things, Dolly, is the fact that not only are these signature songs by legendary artists, but so many of the legendary artists appear on these songs. We're talking people like Sting, Stephen Perry, Steven Tyler, Joan Jett, Peter Frampton, Elton John, I mean, I could go on and on and on. But the one question I have in regard to all these famous celebrities and all these outstanding iconic songs is this rock album, Rockstar, a one and done, or is there going to be another rock album? I mean, did you just find it so fascinating? There's other people you have yet you want to work with?
Well, I did love doing it, but I did 30 songs. I would have no reason on this earth to do another one. I thought, well, I'm going to leave enough songs behind, you know, to where they can have plenty of stuff through the years, long after I'm not here, to put compilation albums together, and that'd be part of my legacy. But I didn't intend to record 30 songs. I was just demoing all my favorite songs that I loved and thinking I could narrow that down to 12 songs, but I just loved them all. And I thought, well, I've never done an album, a rock album. I'm never going to do another one. So why not just put it all out and find a way to market it, let it be an event, make a big to-do of it, market it properly, and just see what happens. But even if it's not a hit, it's a success for me because I loved every bit of it, and I'm so happy that I got to do some of these great songs with some of these great artists. And so to me, it's just one of the greatest things I've ever done.
Well, there's vocalists in rock that when you hear, the minute you hear them, you know exactly who they are. And even on many of the covers that are on Rockstar, the minute we hear you, we know it's you. when you were approaching this project with listening to these iconic songs that people knew by heart, was there any special technique you wanted to use to make them feel like they were Dolly songs?
No, I wanted to be true to the song. Like, I'm a stylist, as you know. You either like that voice or you don't, like Willie Nelson or Patsy Cline. You know, we have a certain sound that you know it. You, like I say, you either like that sound or you don't. And we sing a certain way. But I really, in country music, you can phrase however you want. You don't have to stay on the beat. You can just sing with feeling, and the musicians follow you. You know, you just sing and do whatever. But in a rock album, I really realized when I started to do these songs, you got to be true to that. It's all, so much of it's about the beat. And really, I didn't want to sway too far away from that. I just knew that the Dolly part would be in my voice, because it's my voice is unusual, I guess. It's like I say, you know it when you hear it. And I do certain little things that I don't even know that I do. They just come out. So when I was singing the songs, I was trying to stay true to the song, but I wanted people to know it was me, but I wasn't trying to, I just wanted to do the song good. That was the main thing. I wanted the rock artists to be proud of me. I wanted the rock field, since I was doing something out of their world, and I wanted those artists that had done these great songs to be proud of it, to be proud of me, and to say, well, she did okay on that. Because I just wanted it to be good. So I was just thinking more like that, and I just sang it with the emotion that came out. But Kent Wells, who produced the album, he's a rock and roller, so he was very good about saying, no, you're phrasing it too much on that. That's too much Dolly, too much country Dolly. You know, bring it back, you know, to where you're more on the beat and stuff. So that was a help for me to have, you know, him and a girl named Christine Winslow, who works with Kent, does a lot of his demos and stuff. She's a rock chick. So I'd always go to her and say, well, am I on the beat? Am I doing this right? You think this is the right way to do it? So like anything, you ask the people that know. But mostly I love the songs, and I got in there and I thought, well, you're going to have to rear back and get it if you're going to sing with Ann Wilson. You're going to have to rear back and get it if you're going to sing with Joan Jett. So I really just tried my best to be my best.
I think you definitely delivered on the cover of Magic Man. I think it's one of the most outstanding versions on the album. But the one that really jumped out to me, I was blown away, goosebump blown away, chills blown away by your adaptation of Purple Rain.
Oh, thank you. That's my favorite one. I mean, as far as outside songs, I got a few of my own I like, but that I've written. But yeah, Purple Rain, I always loved that song, and I just felt the spirit of Prince all in the studio there, and I was just wishing he had still been alive so I could have him to sing on it with me. So I was trying to do good enough for both of us. You know, I wanted him to. I would thought, well, maybe he'd be proud of me if he ever heard it. So maybe he will hear it. But yeah, I love that one. Thank you for saying that. That's one of my best performances, I think.
With your upcoming book, Dolly Parton Behind the Scenes, My Life in Rhinestones, 10-Speed Press, one of the things I loved in the introduction right away, you give out what should be the advice for anyone. And that is, and I'm going to quote here, my self-confidence was enhanced by developing my own Dolly style and sticking to it. What is Dolly style?
Well, anything Dolly wants to wear that Dolly's comfortable in. I just really, I have my own, like we all do. You know, you like your hair a certain way, and you like your beard a certain way, right? And everybody has certain things that they feel they're best in. It's about your own personal comfort zone, and there's a lot to be said about that. So I just always wore clothes that fit my personality. That even if it was way too over the top for some people, it wasn't for me. It felt right for me, and it still does. I mean, I can't get too much, but I'm not doing it to see just how much I can get or how much I can wear. I just wear what feels right, and I think everybody should do that. You should be true to yourself in all things, and that includes the way you dress.
Well, definitely, that's great advice. In fact, that's the same advice Elton John gave Greta Van Fleet recently, that they weren't being flamboyant and owning their own style enough. So that might be one of the great lessons out of the book that people need to find.
Yeah, well, I go with that. I just think you should just be who you are and wear what you like.
Well, Dolly, I really want to thank you for the time. And I got to tell you, you might end up being the most fascinating person I ever interview. And that's a long list. Well, unless Elvis comes out of hiding or Jesus does his second coming here in El Paso, which would you interview?
Well, thank you for the compliment. You certainly put me in good company there.
Q fans, I hope you've come away with a greater appreciation for the incredible performer and person that is Dolly Parton. I think the thing that stood out to me the most is I have never interviewed Dolly before, but yet it felt like that was the 100th time I was talking to her. She's so good at putting you at ease and having a natural conversation. Engineer Mike Rivera was on the sound crew, part of the production team putting this all together. Mike, what stood out the most to you about Dolly?
I mean, same thing you mentioned right there. It seemed like you guys had known each other for years and years and years. Her humility and the fact that she's actually putting out a rock album and she didn't have to do it. There was nothing saying that she had to do it other than she felt obligated because she was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Very gracious, very generous, and very talented because she pulls it off oh so well. Kat Armendar is our creative services director, who was also part of the production team. What stood out to you the most about Dolly?
The whole Dolly style, how she's a nonconformist, how she doesn't fit in the regular cookie cutter. She sticks true to who she is, her style, everything. I love that so much because it's so important to just be yourself.
And if there's any takeaway for El Paso wannabe musicians, well, musicians who want to be a star, you should take that away. She said, create your image, control it, own it. I hope anyone who watched this, be it you here in El Paso or worldwide, come away with what we have come away with. A greater appreciation for the fantastic person that is Dolly Parton. Thank you, Dolly.